Hey, friends! Welcome to episode 6 of the Growing Pains podcast. I'm Crystal, the co host, and my partner in crime is Sandy. Today, we have some special guests with us, some of my favorite people, and that's why you hear a little bit of giggling here. It's two of our boys that we talk about in these stories. Of the 8, we have 2 sitting right here, and mine drove all the way from Florida to surprise me this week, so I'm super excited that they get to join us. So you are going to listen from their perspective on a couple of these stories. So that should be interesting. So we're going to let Sandy and her son Mickey tell their story first and just discuss and hopefully have some laughs. Enjoy.
What story are we telling?
Well, I don't know that I really had a story per se, but we were just coming together to talk with these guys that are now adults and talk about their we had these two specifically because they are our adventurous children.
That's the reason this podcast is here, really.
So yeah, we've got Carson here and we got Mickey on my side. They grew up in Ruidoso with us. We were all on the mountain together. And at the time, I think Joey and Carson were 1, Mickey was 3, all the way up until they were 7 and 9, I think it was that about right.
But we say till I was 11.
I'm not sure. How old were you, Carson, when you left there?
I was 7.
7. So I think you were 9.
I was 11 when we left.
Anyway,
at least 10.
We can't remember. It was a long time ago. But
5th grade. 5th grade. You're 11 years old, right?
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
We moved here.
Oh yeah, because you know what? They're 2.5 years behind. And Carson's almost 3. I think Carson. No, you're exactly right. I'm the one that we get older and we lose some of the brain. But anyways, so these two were the ones jumping off of the biggest hill they could find, eating grasshoppers. Oh, I'll eat one if you do. Remember that, gentlemen? Yeah.
Very well.
The other kids, no, they weren't doing it, but these two, slaying snakes, doing whatever they could do that was finding danger wherever they could find horny toads. We collected those. But yeah, Mickey has challenged me many times on what the things he brought home and wanted to do. And I thought for sure he would die many times, but thank God, God was watching him and taking care of him. And we made it through. We're still kicking and we're still going. But being a mom of boys specifically is hard. Being a mom of a boy that's super adventurous, like these two, is even harder because you really have to let go. And that's our whole theme tonight, is let them grow. So that's the reason behind the title is, as moms, you want to protect them and make sure that they're safe and everything, but they grow up and they're boys and they want to go experience life and do things the way they want to do it. And at one point you have to go, okay, all right, I'm going to trust God and we're going to get you the training you need to do this adventure you want to do. So,
yeah, that's hard. It's hard on the sleep. That's what it's hard on.
Yes, for sure.
It's not that hard for us, though. It actually, if anything, it gets easier.
I had a good time.
Yeah, well, you're not worried because when you're young, you think you're invincible. That's the thing. When you are a teenager, you think you can jump off those cliffs and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But then when you become a mom, oh, I can see 4 concussions happening on the way down and a broken bone. Anyway, I interrupted your story. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. No. So when we'll just go the first time you wanted to go cliff jumping. I think that was the first time for Mickey. And I know Carson has done many cliff jumpings, and Carson's taken it to a whole new level with the rock climbing and with the rappelling and all of that. So we'll get into that in a minute. But when you first wanted to do cliff jumping, and I said, no, I don't think that's safe or whatever. What did you think about that where were you at when you wanted to do it?
Well, I watched a video on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, watched a video on YouTube of people jumping into the Green River that was just like a half hour away or whatever. And I was like, oh, I want to go do that. And I showed the video to Dad, and Dad says, oh, I know that place. We used to go there in high school. And then when I went to Mom and she said no, I was
He was like in middle school, I think. I mean, it was,
yeah. So, but I was just mad that she wouldn't let me go, but she ended up letting me go, and
because what
everything was
happened, we
great.
went with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then we decided, well, he's not going to stop, so we'll just all go.
And
Yeah.
now the whole family is going to jump into this
Yeah.
river.
Yes, because one person is going to do it, we're all doing it. That's how we do. Now we're all jumping.
You went with Mickey and jumped off the cliff with him.
I don't think it was a cliff. What'd you jump into?
What is it? A bridge?
You didn't jump off.
It was just like rocky cliffs. Like,
Yeah, the Green River is a really deep river. Well, it's a big river, and
Did you jump? You didn't jump with him.
yeah.
she jumped.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she's done big ones, big ones.
Oh yeah, because then
Off
you
of
did the
waterfalls and
wa-
stuff.
So not only
I've done
did
that
you
with
go
cruise.
cliff jumping, but you talked your mom into doing it with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like from the get-go, she knows it was a lost cause to try and keep me from it.
this one, because I'm pretty adventurous myself, honestly.
But
But
that's the thing. They're pretty much the carbon copy of us. That's the real kicker.
so we get up there with them and they go, look it's super fine, it's super safe. This is exactly how we're gonna do it, is what he says, right?
Oh, I thought you were saying you said that to me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was just we jump in and land in the water safely and then swim to shore. It's not that hard.
One area we were at in Bellingham was the falls.
The Whatcom Falls.
Whatcom Falls. And that when the day we were there, and we took our other friends too with their kids, and then we were all jumping off these cliffs. But there was a dog there. Remember the dog?
Yeah, the dog was swimming after every single person that jumped off the cliff. He would swim from the shore at the bottom and go check on every single person.
Yeah.
And swim right up to him and give him a little lick or something, and swim on back to the shore and be like, okay, you're good? All right, I'm gonna go back now.
Yeah, make sure they were okay.
Little lifeguard.
We felt like we had a lifeguard there. It was all right.
Yeah.
So, oh, look, we got another
Special guest.
special guest. So anyway, that was our first one. So why don't you tell the story about Carson's probably first thing that he wanted to do that was scary to you, that you can think of.
Well, if it wasn't cliff jumping, it would probably be the motorcycle. Which one do you think?
I think
Motorcycle.
Did you know about the tower?
I knew about it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would climb water towers. We would find Snapchats
Oh yeah.
up on water tower.
You gotta
Private
record it.
property. Yeah.
You didn't do it unless you recorded.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
have proof.
Remember,
That didn't even scare me because you're climbing up. It's getting down. We wanted to just rock climb. The rock climbing was probably the scariest to me, mostly because we don't come from a family of rock climbers. I don't know anything about rock climbing, and we had never talked about it. So Carson and I talked about this before we came on here, that the biggest thing for me is he would always come in like at 4:00 and start digging through stuff, looking for equipment or gear to go out into the woods to make a fire with friends. He would just
PM
Yeah.
or okay.
he would say, "Hey, can I go camping with my friends in an hour? And do we have hammocks and hiking gear?" And just like throw you into a total.
That's boys. Last minute. Let's just get this together. Let me throw it in a backpack. Let's go.
Take whatever I can get and we're going.
And you think, where are you going? Who are you going with? I mean, it's just, I'm just going here.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
fine.
I never
Yeah.
saw any value in sharing the.
Yeah.
The details.
I never cared whether or not she knew anything. I was like, I know what I'm doing. Bye. I figured it out. I'll be fine.
That didn't always go so well.
I love that, Carson. I didn't see any value in sharing those details.
Well, like the more details you include, the less likely you're going to be able to go when you're telling mom. So it's,
The irony is the more details you give, the more comfortable mom gets.
Exactly.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
no
because
firsthand experience that's not true. I've learned. I've done this trial and error
That's
thing
not
throughout my
true.
whole life.
That's not true. Look about the gun. We'll get into that later.
the rock climbing was one, and then there was a time. Do you want to tell them the story that when I took you to the police station for backup? We
Yeah.
were so head to head. I took him to the police station to get an officer to back me up, which did not work out for me.
About the rock climbing?
No,
But
it was.
they were a rock climbing guy, right, on their time off.
I had
This is a
I
different.
had a motorcycle.
This was a different scary.
In my
story.
plan, I wanted to go to a different place. I didn't want to just ride my bicycle. I wanted to go to a different place to ride my bike. So I rigged up my bike to where I could put the front forks on the back of the motorcycle, and then I could just pull the motorcycle with the back wheel on the ground and go different places. Well, she said that's dangerous, that's illegal.
You're towing a bicycle with
Yeah,
a motorcycle.
I don't think that's. I wouldn't think that
The
would be
back
okay.
wheel is riding this on the street.
Yeah.
The
The
bicycle.
physics, it all works because you lean the same. It works. And this was our argument.
Well, there were no
So,
lights.
but there's no back plate on your bicycle. So how they? Yeah, right. So
But
that's not okay.
I had talked to the resource officer at my school, and I was like, "Hey, is this cool?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, that sounds cool. Go for it." I was like, "All right, it's legal."
So then you went to the police department. What did they say to you?
Well, because we kept going round and round, and I said, "This is not legal." Yes, it is. Okay, let's go. Let's go all the way. And so
It wouldn't be legal here. I'll tell you that right now.
I called ahead. I think he knows this. We called ahead to the police station and said, "I'm coming up there as a parent. This is the situation.
It's a backup.
I need backup."
They were like,
Yeah. We got you. Come on in.
No, they were like, "What?"
No, that's what they said on the phone. We
He
got.
sold them, didn't he? He sold them.
No, he did. I mean, not really.
I barely remember going to them.
4 officers came in, one after another. They kept pulling someone else in. They had law books open, reading, trying to figure out if this was legal or not. And the whole time I'm making eye contact, like, just say it's not and let's move on. Read the truth.
She's like this.
Kept read, and they're like, it's not really illegal, but if I saw it, I would probably pull you over.
No,
But that's what they said.
They said I was all right. They were like,
And they said
they said some people might, we can't tell you. Some people might pull you over.
Okay, but let's disclose that you can drive in Arkansas at 14. Okay, so you got some lenient rules there.
but still.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was 14 at the time.
14, they can get driver's license.
the 4th officer that came in, bless him, because he saw the look on my face, and he said, they said all that, and then he said, but I will tell you, and do you remember this part? He said that we get a lot of kids in here, and 9 times out of 10, their parents have no idea what they're doing or care. So the fact that she is sitting in this room,
Cares for you.
like this, acknowledge she's really trying to parent.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we just walked out the police station. I was like, thanks for the backup. Because, if I
Then there he went off with his trailing his bicycle off his motorcycle.
Did you even do it?
Oh yeah, I did.
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I did.
I did it a couple. I did it.
No, one time.
He didn't do it long after.
I did it a couple times.
Yeah, then it was over. All that.
All that for one time, but he did it. There you go. There you go.
That one was a little frustrating.
Oh man.
Yeah, the rock climbing, and then there was what was the store we were?
Me going overnight. I
He's
really
big
wanted
into camping.
I really wanted to be able to just say, all right, Mom, I'm leaving for the weekend. I don't have school. I'm safe. I'm going to go hiking and camping and no one really will know where I'm at. You'll have a general idea, but
Wait, and how old were you, Carson?
You want to graduate high school because that was your dream. Like you wanted to graduate and then just be like, just
well,
go.
I wanted to because I always said I want to go camping, and you'd be like, no, you can't, stay the night.
God,
And I said as soon as I turned 18, I'm gonna go camping.
Yeah.
So that's what I did that, but until then, it was always
Yeah.
I
I wouldn't do it either. I did let this one go he got in the car, his brother's Suburban, and he got in the car with how many people? 5?
I wasn't allowed to even have any in there.
Yeah, because he was still not in, you have to have your license for
Right.
over 6 months before you can have other people in there. But I don't know what I did. What was I thinking? But anyways, I let him go off across the state, all the way in eastern Washington with 5 other kids, 6 of them go off in his brother's vehicle because I don't know why I trusted you, but I did. And
What happened?
nothing. I don't
You
know.
just
They
got it
went
back on muddy. That's
they
it.
went to other friends' home. And yeah, they went to another adult's place. So it wasn't like I sent them off to camp somewhere. So
Well, when he says he wanted to go camping, where did you want to go? Where'd you go? This isn't just like a little woods down the road. Where'd you
Oh, it
go?
was always like cool Arkansas, like
way
2 hours
out.
No, but this
away.
particular time, where did you go after graduation?
Oh, that time I went to Colorado.
Yeah.
Like I went.
Oh yeah, that was he was 18. He's going. He's out, right?
He said, I want to go and I'm going to the woods and to see if I can survive a week. That's what he
To
said.
see. Oh, that makes me feel good, honey. Yeah, let me just see if you can survive. No texting. You're not going to text and let me know every day if you have a check-in.
So I immediately go into, mama bear mode, which I had learned with this one. You're going to have to, we have to come to a middle ground all the time because he will just do it and then you have no idea where he is or what's going on. So we had already learned by the time he was 18, we had this song and dance down pretty well. So I found a satellite phone. I bought a satellite phone that he could use because, not even to talk to me. What if really something happened and you needed to get some help?
That's the thing.
You have service. So with the satellite phone, I felt better about it. So then at least I knew it had a GPS, it had all the things that he could. But then, and he was fine and he did great. But
Let's think. So Carson.
That was like.
Yeah, it was a cool trip, and it was exactly what I was looking for.
Just him in the woods.
Just me, and don't have to
Wait,
rely.
You didn't have friends?
No, just him. He wanted to do it by himself for a week. I think you started out with your original goal.
Yeah, well, I went 10 days.
10 days.
So tell us just a little bit about that. Why you wanted to do it, what happened, and how you felt after you came home safely.
My whole motivation was I wanted to be somewhere where I didn't have to tell anybody like, hey, I'm coming home or I'll be home at this time. I just wanted to be on my own, be out till whenever, hike until whenever, sleep wherever, don't tell anyone where I was at, just because I wanted to feel a little bit free, like I could handle some things on my own. So I took my car, it was a Honda Element, the boxy cars.
Yeah.
I took the back seats out and I took it to Colorado, and I just started south. I started in New Mexico in the Sandias, like at the northern tip, and then just went all the way south to north through the Rockies in Colorado. And I would just stop, camp, if I could camp. Sometimes it was too high in elevation to make a fire, so I would just be cold and I'd sleep in my car. But I would try to hike a mountain every day and then drive to the next town. I went to Breckenridge, went shopping, did all kinds of cool stuff, and it was fun. But I didn't shower, and so I would get out of my sleeping bag in the morning and I wouldn't want to breathe until I got outside because it was like swamp cave mud.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah. And then,
But you felt good when you came home. How'd you feel when you did that after you finally achieved it all?
That first shower feels different, huh?
like, man,
He
finally did that.
Yeah, he came back pretty. It kind of calmed him just a little bit. Like he was like, okay, I feel good.
Yeah.
About life.
It was like I don't have to fight anyone anymore. My mom know, and that was the thing too. I kind of proved to everybody like I can go off and I will not die.
That's true.
So then,
he did.
On her side, I didn't really have to ask or beg and plead to go camping. She was like, okay, yeah, you can.
I guess if you did it by yourself for 10 days, I guess I'll trust you to go with your friends this time.
Plus, he had talked about it for so long. The minute I turn 18, this is what I'm doing. So I mean, I knew it was coming also, but that's just kind of all that. I just knew that was the thing that he had put in his head. Like, that when this is accomplished, then I am free, or whatever you want to say. Like he kind of, because he just said it for a long time. So I was also just like preparing my heart. Lord, you're gonna have to step in
Take
here.
care of this. Well, Mickey's always been one to decide what he wants to do and then go for it. He was a wrestler in high school, and he didn't like it if he couldn't wrestle for one reason or another. He'd get ringworm, and I'd catch him in the bathroom just burning the ringworm off with a match. Here, Mom, light this. I'm like, what? No, I'm not gonna light your skin. Well, then I have to do it myself. And he'd cut it off. He'd do whatever he had to do. And I'm like, you're 16 years old. What is the matter with you? But he's like
motivated. I wanted to win.
He wanted to win. He wouldn't stop at anything. He just had his mindset on stuff. And so I knew a lot of times that I just had to let him do the stuff. I mean, he's going to do it anyway. So
you could get food, like a dog cone, so he can't scratch.
I could, yeah, but I
had to just get rid of it because they wouldn't let you wrestle if you had any type of skin disease or whatever. So I had basically it's just ringworm though. It's not like it's like staph infection that's actually like dangerous for your skin. It's just ringworm. A little thing shows up, and then you put some cream on it, it goes away. Or
you don't have the time
or
to have a meet that day.
Yeah, you can just burn it off and kill it.
Or
it'll just turn into a scab, and you just say, "Oh yeah, firework hit me" or something to the ref that was checking you out, and he's just like, "Oh, okay, cool, like it's all good."
You can put cream on it, or you can just burn it off.
Well, the cream takes a week.
You don't have that time.
Burning it off takes 2 minutes.
No patience. This one, no patience. He's got none. So
I couldn't reschedule the wrestling matches or tournaments or anything.
No, you couldn't. But then everything he did, he went all in. So he became a fisherman. He fished in the lake up the street. He was the first one to find this little lake, and he fished there every day. And now he can't even get a spot there because everybody else is there now. But he's been fishing, and then he decided after fishing he wanted to hunt. And so when he turned,
I started hunting before I started fishing.
Well,
I started hunting in like high school.
You didn't have a gun in high school.
I did.
Oh, you did buy he bought our friend Darren's gun.
Yeah, my first gun was like sophomore year of high school. It was my first.
That's true. But it was a hunting rifle.
No, it's just a shotgun.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I hope this is encouraging that you're going to be okay.
Or hunting. Anyway, he's like, I want to hunt. Okay, fine. So he surrounded himself with friends of ours that hunted. We don't hunt. We don't hunt. I mean, we're not hunters. Where does this come from? I don't even know. But yeah, we surrounded with people, and then he had to take the class that the gun safety class, or what did you take?
Well, just like the hunter's ed, what you're required to do to go and buy a license. They just make you do a written test and make sure you're not an idiot when you shoot a gun. They make everyone shoot guns in front of them and be like, okay, this guy can.
How old were you? A sophomore in high school?
Like 14, 15.
See?
I couldn't drive yet because my dad drove me to the thing.
I think you were 15.
Yeah, I think I was 15.
Yeah. So then that was fine. He went hunting. And then you hunted with your friend Chase, right? Didn't you go?
Well, I started hunting with Jordan Fredrickson's brother,
Oh, yeah,
a family friend's brother.
Mhm.
And then after that, I had met.
You just found people to hunt.
Well, I just like met friends of friends, and they said they were going, and I was like,
Yeah.
I would love to go, and they invited me, and then we would all go. And
See, that is a mother's worst nightmare. You go out into the woods with people you don't really know with a bunch of guns and just
they're my
so
best friends now.
now they are. Right?
Yeah.
No, they were his friends then too. But
One of them was my really good friend. The rest of them, I didn't really know that much. They were like family friends of his. So it was like they grew up together and their parents knew his parents. So it was a really safe thing, actually.
But then he came home when he turned 18. The day he turned 18, he walked in my house with this assault rifle.
An AR-15. Assault rifle is just a.
And I'm like, oh, heck no. No, this is not, take it back. No, this isn't going to stay here. This isn't going to.
Well, all right. So I got you.
Yeah.
I went and bought.
You bought
I bought the gun because that's how old you have to be to have one. So I decided, like, long before this, I was just like, oh, I'm definitely going to buy one of those when I turn 18.
On your 18th birthday, so you had
when you bring in one of those, all I think is you're going to kill people. That's it.
Yeah, for what? Why would I ever kill your son?
I don't know. I trust you, but I thought you went crazy.
No, so
that big of a gun. Is that for hunting?
yeah, you can use it for hunting, target shooting, anything, just shooting, whatever. It works. It's all guns really work for whatever you want it to. They all do the same thing almost.
So anyway, you bought this gun to buy, Mickey. Why did you buy the gun?
Because I just knew I could have it when I turned 18 and I wanted it.
I could do it because I want to do it. I'm now 18.
Yeah.
I can have it.
And it was completely legal for me to have it. And I was really excited about it. And I brought it home and she was all bent out of shape saying like, oh, I'll take that back. And I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I knew she was actually serious because it was my birthday. I had a bunch of friends with me. I knew she was serious when she like kicked all my friends out of the house.
This is birthday.
And I was like, what the hell is your problem? Like, it's just a gun. Like, I could show you. And then, so I showed her a picture of a gun that had a wooden stock on it and told her, would you be okay if I had this gun? And she's like, yeah, that one's fine. I said, okay, well, can I tell you that these two are the exact same gun? They do the same thing. And she was just like focused on the fact that it looked scary and couldn't get beside it. And then started pulling the you're only 18 card. And that's how old I had to be to have it. And then she was like, you're 18. You don't know how to do this and that and that. As if she did. And so,
way older than 18.
how many AR-15s you shot before me?
No,
exactly. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what. You could come up with me and my friends and shoot the gun with me, and I could show you how competent I am and how safe I am around guns. And then afterwards we can talk. Other words, like I'm just gonna go and do that, and you're welcome to just stay here. And she said, okay, well, let me call my sister. And
okay, so then I'm picking up the phone. I'm like, I need backup. It's working.
No, he was right here. He said he wasn't going.
He said he wasn't going.
He laughed his ass off as soon as I said, why don't you come with?
I don't know. Anyways, I called my sister and I'm like, and I know her husband has a gun. I know her son has a gun, grown son. Huh?
That was really good that you invited her though, because half of the battle is just like the hiding, the deception of it all.
Oh yeah,
So,
no, he was bringing it all front and center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I knew that my sister had experience with her family having guns, so I'm like, okay. And she's like, well, I think we should all go. That's all. So my sister, her husband, and her grown son, Mickey, and I,
and all my friends,
and all his friends went to Green River or Green Water to shoot. And I did, and he was very good. And Samantha, right?
Yeah.
he was really good about showing me all of his safe, he knew all the safe ways to handle a gun. He knew how to do it. He's like, Mom, let me show you. This is how we do it.
There's like 4 other people too that did never shot guns before
Yeah.
that day.
He goes, let me show you how the right way to do it. And I shot guns. My dad took me, target shooting when I was young, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or something. But he showed me that I could trust him and that he did his homework and he was safe around it. And so I actually kind of had fun doing target
She had a
shooting.
ball. I got a video of her. Yeah.
That's the thing. I
Need him to join him.
that's so much of it is you guys come in with just all these grandiose ideas, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that he is adventurous. It's one of my favorite things about him.
Mhm.
But come in with these grandiose ideas that if we don't have experience with it, that's when fear and frustration and it just all sets in at once, and you just like, no, because you just don't know it. But if you take time to kind of educate us as well, that's very helpful.
Yeah, and I think it's too that there are babies. I mean, you guys are still you're grown adults, right? But you're still our children, and sometimes you have to show us that you're capable of doing these things.
We still see you as
we still see you as our babies, and we know that you're capable of doing so much, and we trust you, but still it's that motherly instinct that we want to protect. We just want to keep you safe.
Those that don't know, Carson is training to be a helicopter rescue swimmer with the Coast Guard right now. So he literally is being trained to jump out of a flying aircraft into open water to save people. And I still go to the pool and think, we're all going to get a concussion before we leave here. And then I have to stop myself and say, he literally is trained to save people right now, so it's fine. But I still, just a natural, like, you just kick into that mom gear, like, we're all going to get hurt before, as we throw little brothers 15 feet into the air into the pool.
Yeah. Well, Mickey's he just went and go ahead and tell him. He was in a helicopter Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
Yeah, I was flying it.
No.
You were flying it?
Yeah. So
awesome.
he's thinking about going to school to be a helicopter pilot. So
don't you have to be to fly a hell? How are you flying it and you're not a pilot?
Basically what they do is they take you up and put you in an airspace that's not anyone's.
Yeah.
It's just like no one's gonna fly there, and then he kind of passed over the controls, and normally they just let you steer with like, I don't even remember what it's called, but normally they just let you steer. But there's 3 things you do, and one's just a handle in front of you, and then there's foot pedals, and then there's also a little e-brake type thing right next to you that controls your up and down, and the foot pedals control the back propeller, and then the thing in your hand controls the top pretty much. And he said I was doing good enough with the hand thing. He was just like, okay, start using those pedals. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then he said, all right, start using this. And I started doing it. And then by the time we got to the ground, he was just like, yeah, man, like you were doing great. Like I was super impressed. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I appreciate it. I knew you were like fighting me the whole time and stuff. I could feel it. And he was like, well, I wasn't fighting you. That was all you. I didn't have any control whatsoever. And I was like,
oh,
really? He was like, yeah. And I was just like, oh, you could have fooled me. I had no idea. But it was a lot of fun.
So
It was
Mickey
cool.
said to me the other day, he goes, so I'll fly the helicopters. And
Yeah, me and Carson got going to business after you're out of the National Guard, homie.
What? I was just about to say, what are the odds?
We're Coast Guard, that's right.
Yeah. What are the odds right now in life that this path would happen like that? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, come pick me up, man.
All right. I got to get a helicopter first. I don't have one. I don't even have a license. It's going to be a bit.
Just hang tight. Just get your training, Carson. Do all your stuff.
As soon as it's up, he's jumping out.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome, Mickey. I think that'll be great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool.
This career path that he has chosen is absolutely perfect for him. Like, it is everything that he is. I mean, it's outside, it's adventurous, it's not the same every day. It's just everything. So if you do have an adventurous child, I suggest navigating towards an adventurous career. Otherwise, I feel like that you'd be bored. Do you think if you had an office job or something, you'd go crazy?
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do the work.
Yeah, Mickey's been kind of he was in the pile drivers union. He wanted to be an underwater welder. So he did scuba diving, did all that, went through all that, and then
Underwater?
Yeah, it's commercial diver. Well, welding is one of the, like, just the few things that you do. It's mostly just like a lot of work underwater doing construction and all sorts of stuff that helps.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I remember
that
hearing about
was
you doing
cool.
that.
Yeah, I worked with a lot of divers and like tended for them, and it was really cool work, and I was always really looking forward to it. But then throwing out my back didn't really help or set me up to be able to do that long term. So I had to choose something different.
he had to pivot, Crystal. He had to pivot.
And look, he did it. On to the next adventure.
On to the next.
Yeah, you can't
On to
just
the next monster we get.
It was cool. I was flying over my old work the other day.
Oh.
I saw all the barges and cranes that I used to work on.
Yeah, he said that the crane operations kind of helped him with the stick on the helicopter.
Isn't that funny
So-
how one thing that you do kind of prepares you for the next, that you don't even really realize that.
That's
That's
right. That's right. And life doesn't always go the way we plan. Mickey likes to plan things out. This is what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, but guess what? Doesn't work out accordingly sometimes.
Yeah. So then you got to pivot and you got to make your next best step. So
We're not planners at all over here. So we just
And usually it goes the way I plan.
the way he wished.
I don't plan.
Yeah, that's true.
you know what? That's life though, right? You can plan all you want, but doesn't mean it's going to work out the way you want it to. Or you can just go and do one day at a time.
Yeah, that's
And-
kind of what I found is the best way to do it, because
When-
trying to make a whole nother plan and get everything that I had just didn't work. And then it was just making me really upset at myself for zero reason at all. So it's better to just,
Headspace.
yeah.
Let me ask you to this, thinking back to those teen years and all those adventures, what would you tell your younger self?
What would I tell my younger self?
Like, what advice would you give your younger self, you think?
Probably that your mom has your best interest and she's doing it because she loves you, not because she's trying to ruin your fun, because that's really all I took it as back then, ever. Like, it was just like, okay, you're just crapping all over my parade. I want to do this and you just don't want me to. That's it. You'd rather have me home here or whatever. And I just want to go have fun, but it's more so like, yeah, just knowing that it's because she cares, and also kind of like, hey, learn how to play the game better a little bit instead of just throwing a fit. Start showing her that you're better at things and she can trust you at this and that, instead of just, yeah, exactly, because that never got me anywhere. It just got me in my room, actually.
That's good. Just learn to play the game a
What
little
about you, Carson?
I would say that too. I would
bit.
say
Oh, this makes me cry.
just
I
keep
know.
it in your mind that she's not the enemy and that she is trying to do the best she can for your future. But also that too, like, it really helps when you say, oh yeah, Mom, I'm gonna climb this 100-foot wall. Because if you just say that, like we were talking about, she freaks out, huh? All she sees is a dead body.
Yeah, yes.
Take the time and you say, look, and you draw it. So I think I don't know if I drew it out. I know I did for Dad, but I drew out
No,
like
you used to
how
always,
an anchor
yeah.
works, and then here's how I know how to tie this knot. This knot can hold an elephant. I'm safe, you know.
Oh, here we go with the elephant again.
Think
How to eat them?
think about doing that instead of just you should let me do this without knowing anything. You know, have some grace and let them kind of understand why you want to and how important it is to you.
Yeah, and we never knew that you guys were, researching whatever you were into.
Yeah, no, we didn't know you did the research.
So we did at home.
When they were grounded, that's when they did it.
No, it's such a home. Like, what could I do next outside the house?
But
So
I was
what would you tell moms out there about their young sons? What could we have done different, or what advice do you have for other moms out there about their adventuresome sons on how to navigate that?
I think I would encourage moms to, of course, you recognize that you're a woman and you're raising a different breed. And so you're not going to understand. You didn't have the same motivations that your son has. So a lot of it is, you can just talk to your husband, talk to the other man who's also in control of this wild animal and say, hey, why could you help me understand why he wants to jump off of a cliff? I don't understand that. That's dangerous. Why? And I think a lot could be beneficial from that, but also just understanding that that's just part of just a young man's what he needs. And if you just say no, and if you just don't ever let him do it, then he will resent you later. I not resent, but
He'll end up doing it and being a little too reckless because he's having too much fun, and then probably gonna end up killing himself.
there's a
Honestly,
balance. Yeah.
it's like the dog that's never ever let off the leash. As soon as it drops, he books it and runs as far as he freaking can. It's the
Exactly.
same principle.
but that's good advice to talk to the same sex role models.
Yeah, because that's what
Just
they're there
to
for.
kind of get,
There's
because
a
they
good
do think
balance.
differently. It is a different thought process for sure.
Yeah. And if you don't have them in the home, then you find them outside. There's got to be somebody, an uncle, somebody that you can talk to about that. Yeah.
There's a coach, there's
Yeah.
I think that also just knowing that the kids are going to do it anyway, and if you restrain them too much, they're going to go off and be more reckless. And that was a good point too. So, well, thanks you guys. Thanks for being here with us. We love you more than anything. So, thank you. And Carson, what a blessing it was for you to come.
so proud of you,
Mama. Surprise your mama this week and come home.
Surprise me in uniform, ring the doorbell.
Oh, so good.
Guy.
Yes.
Commercial. It was precious.
Yeah.
But we are super proud of you two. You two
We are very proud of both of you.
very well.
Yeah.
And y'all are both very handsome young men. You usually can't have it all. You can't.
Silly though for me.
No, you've always been handsome.
What did he say? What'd you say?
I said he's always been handsome, but he said it was just recently for him. His haircut. He started at his haircut.
This isn't normal.
No, I've always been
But I
handsome.
think I'm mostly proud I'm mostly thankful that both of you guys have your faith and you are centered that way. So I know that whenever you're not around us, we're connected that way. So I'm thankful in that. So
Yes, I agree with that 100%. Because literally, really what carried all this along.
that's right. That's what carries us through. So Crystal, next time.
Yeah, that wraps up this episode of Letting Them Grow, which is episode 6. and we're just so excited. So let us know if you guys have any questions or any topics you want us to touch base on, or if you want these guys on again, because they're very entertaining and we just like being in the same room with them.
Yeah, we like to say we like them around, so we might bring some of our other kids around too, so
think
to join in the party.
because that would be
Oh,
very
yeah.
interesting perspectives.
Yes, yes.
Thank you guys for
All
tuning in.
right, until next time, thanks friends.
Cheers.
Thanks, friends.